Hi, I'm Amanda Colella.
And I'm Melissa Saunders.
And this is our presentation on cellular respiration. So what exactly is cellular respiration?
Cellular respiration is the process by which cells collect and utilize energy stored in food.
It involves 3 cycles: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, also known as the citric acid cycle, and the electron transport chain, in that order.
Cellular respiration begins with glycolysis, which takes place in the cell's cytoplasm.
Glucose is the main component in this cycle. It's obtained from the food you eat.
Each molecule of glucose will produce 2 molecules of ATP, an important source of power.
From there, 2 molecules of NAD+ are reduced to make NADH.
When a molecule is reduced, that means electrons are gained.
The 2 molecules of glucose are then converted into 2 molecules of pyruvate.
After glycolysis, the Krebs cycle begins in the mitochondrial matrix.
The 2 molecules of pyruvate from glycolysis are converted into acetyl-CoA, which means the Krebs cycle returned twice because it turns once per molecule of glucose.
Since each glucose is broken down into 2 molecules, it results in 2 turns. Simple math.
Electrons from the pyruvate are transferred to the NAD and FADH.
For every turn of the Krebs cycle, 3 NADH molecules, 1 FADH2, and 1 ATP are produced.
Since the Krebs cycle turns twice, 6 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 2 ATP are produced per glucose.
The final stage is the electron transport chain, which takes place in the inner mitochondrial membrane.
The NADH and FADH2 are oxidized on the membrane to provide electrons for the cycle. These electrons are moved down the membrane until it reaches oxygen, the final electron acceptor.
The hydrogens from the intermembrane space move across the gradient, which powers the ATP synthase. At this point, the electrons have bonded with oxygen, so when hydrogen bonds, it forms water.
Hydrogens power the ATP synthase protein and produce 34 ATP molecules.
That's a lot of information, so let's sum all of that up.
Cellular respiration involves 3 stages: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain.
For each glucose molecule, 2 NADH and 2 pyruvate molecules are produced from glycolysis.
Pyruvate is turned into acetyl-CoA, and NAD+ and FAD are reduced, overall producing 1 FADH2, 1 ATP, and 3 NADH per turn.
And finally, NADH and FADH2 are oxidized to move electrons through the chain to oxygen molecules to form water. Hydrogen molecules move across the gradient to power the ATP synthase and form H2O with the oxygen.
So how many ATP molecules are formed from cellular respiration? 2 ATP molecules are formed from glycolysis, 2 are formed from the Krebs cycle, and 34 are formed from the electron transport chain. So overall, 38 ATP molecules are produced.
The end!